Hey folks, welcome back to AAA Farms. James here. Today we're going to be looking at the old tractor. I think I might have found what the problem is. Just need to find it and fix it, I guess. But let's let the chickens out real quick. Hey chickens. Alright folks, we're back at the old tractor. Sorry for the noise, my old boy's mowing the lawn. So, in the older video when I was using this tractor, I had the same issue with oil coming out of the old dipstick, which that seems to be what's going on. I had a gentleman comment on there talking about there's a, it's not really a pressure relief valve, but there's like a pressure relief tube on the top of the motor that allows all the pressure out of like the crankcase and all that. And if that gets clogged, the only other place for it to come out is the dipstick. So what I'm going to do is take the muffler off, take the hood off, and I'm really hoping we can look under there and see. But I have to take the fuel tank off. But if we got to take the fuel tank off, we'll try to do that. So let's get started. Okay, so this exhaust off. Set it to the side. Several half-inch bolts around this thing to break loose. Let's shut this side off now. Okay, after quite a bit of digging, found it. It's right here, so it starts at the very top of the motor. Can't really get a good, yeah, way up there. Comes out the side of the crankcase on the front of the motor, and comes down to the front of the motor right by that pulley there. So there she is. Ideally, you would take the hose off from the top, get some pressured air, blow it through there, and hopefully blow whatever debris, trash there is in there out. That's going to require you to pull the fuel tank, and I don't really want to do that. So my idea is to take some electric fencing and see if I can't poke the blockage out, I guess, if there is a blockage. So we'll see what happens. Alright folks, we took some electric wire, ran it up there. Pretty sure I was able to get all the way to the motor. Some debris came out, nothing that I think would cause a blockage, so I'm not convinced that's what was going on. Yeah, the other thing that has me slightly nervous is if you look right there, you can kind of see it's wet. Feels like oil. So I'm worried we might be leaking oil out of there, or it's possible that the seal around the camshaft right there is gone. Not sure. The only thing we can do is crank it up and see what happens. I'll check the oil level first, make sure that's good, go from there. Okay folks, kind of at a pause now. So we cleared out that tube. We did get some trash out of it. I don't know if it's really enough to do what it was doing. My game plan was to crank the tractor and let it run to see if we saw pressure coming out of that pipe, because if we do see pressure coming out of that pipe, it says at least we got that, you know. We don't know if we had it beforehand, so we gotta figure out, did we unblock it or not, which that would be run it and see if the oil comes out the oil stem again. If it does, it does, and brings us back around to you know, what's the next steps. However, we can't crank the tractor because I got to trying to crank it. No power. This thing's been having some weird electrical issues, or I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, ever since I've had it, it's had real weird electrical issues. But so I did a lot of testing and playing with it because I thought that was the problem. But eventually I got my multimeter out and I read voltage across the battery, and it's reading 0.85 volts. So definitely got a dead battery. I'm going to throw the battery charger on it and let it charge for a couple of hours, and then we'll pick up from there. Okay, the other thing we got to get is... So this is where the clutch pivots from the foot. The foot goes up there, pivots on this point here, pushes this rod forward, and that's how you press the clutch. It clearly got bent, and the spring right there came off, and it looks like the clutch pedal slid off the pivot a little bit. So try to bend that back straight and get all this set back up while the battery's charging. pressed in. This back somehow. If I hit that. Okay, I got it knocked somewhat back straight. It still ain't perfect, but major thing I'm seeing is there's supposed to be a big washer right here and a snap ring that goes on right there. So where it's at right now would work as far as the clutch and everything, but as soon as you start applying force, this is going to start sliding out because there's nothing holding it on. So I'm going to have to find a washer and a snap ring for this thing and go from there. So got a couple. Oh man, it feels great outside. It's making me kind of drowsy. But anyway, I'm going to have to find some of those, get them ordered and get them in here before I really can do anything else with this thing. I mean, as far as driving. But yeah, we'll let the batteries keep charging and we'll come back later on this evening or tomorrow morning, depending on, and see if we can get this thing cranked up, see if we see any pressure or anything coming out of that pipe, or is it still going to come out of the old dipstick area. And we'll kind of go from there and see what the next step is. Hey folks, welcome back to AAA Farms. It's following morning, or I guess technically evening. We went to the fair last night here in Sabine Parish and had a pretty good old time. But Massey Ferguson has been charging since yesterday, since we put it on charge, which was yesterday morning, on a 10 amp hour charge. And it's the following evening, Sunday evening now, so it's been about a little over 24 hours. Let's see if this thing's charged at all. I got a feeling probably not. It's an old battery, but we'll see what happens. Okay. So, might have found part of our electrical problems. There we go. As you can tell, a lot of corrosion in there, a lot of corrosion on the posts. I'm gonna hit this real quick with my post cleaner, or battery terminal cleaner, and go from there. Okay. See if that's any better. Crank it up to 50 amps, see if we can jump it. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Obviously next step is to get a new battery. One thing I'm going to do, I do got it going on a 2 amp slow charge, and I'll let it do that for a couple of days. I've managed to bring a couple batteries back to life by doing that, so we'll have to see what happens with this one. We got good connection with the battery cables now. The battery's still dead. Match is probably not good in the long run. Looking at that battery post as I was cleaning it, it looked like we just had one little section and it was good and clean, and so I imagine that was limiting a lot of our connectivity there, and that might have caused some problems with the battery. But we'll have to see. I'm going to leave it on this 3 amp charge over the next couple of days, and hopefully we bring the life back. If not, we'll have to go buy a battery. All I do is throw a Walmart EverStart battery in this thing. This one's been in here for a couple of years now. So this one's about 5 years old now. So it's been going on for a good little while. Might have to get a new battery. I don't know. We'll see. That's the next step. The next thing I also got to do is for the clutch. Got to find a snap ring of the right size, and then probably just make a little washer to go over that end to hold that clutch in and everything else. And then we'll kind of go from there. Hopefully we fix our pressure issue inside the motor. The whole reason I'm trying to crank it right now is to see if we did fix that or not. Cleaned a lot of crud out of that pipe, or that pressure relief hose, and then that was it. What?
Hey everybody.
He's out here helping his mama with the greenhouse. So they're putting some weed barrier in there and stuff. Just taking all that down. So anyway, that's gonna be it on this video. We'll have to get some stuff ordered, or not necessarily order. We'll have to find some stuff and get a new battery and go from there. Don't you cut your finger off now. But thank you for joining me on the farm today. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all next time. Say bye.
Bye.